If you have ever heard anybody mentioning a safari, then most probably your mind is picturing the Serengeti. An endless plain it is called in a local language. And without question, it is the most famous national park where to see big animals. However, after spending nearly 5 months traveling through Africa, we suddenly realized that there are much better places to see wildlife at only a fraction of the cost. And so in this video, we're going to bring you to one of the world's best national parks and show you why exactly should you have Jobe on your travel bucket list. Good morning, guys!
Good morning!
We are heading towards Jobe National Park. The park itself is located in the northern part of Botswana.
It's in like 4 different pieces.
Yeah.
4 different pieces that don't really connect together.
They do, but not with roads.
So today we're gonna discover the northern part, the more wet part next to Jobe River.
And not even 5 minutes into the drive, there's a herd of
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7,
6.
and there's like 2 babies again, so... Oh, and I should probably add that our experiences with elephants so far haven't been very positive. Yeah, we got through their herd. Don't want to be in between.
We don't want to be in between.
That's a male.
That's a very big male. Yep. 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 He's unhappy. He's unhappy. He's definitely unhappy. Shit. You can. I think I got it, but he was unhappy again. Oh my God! Like we were doing everything correctly. We were going as slowly as possible, trying not to get between the herd.
As we finally reached the actual park gate, the whole atmosphere changed. Good, sir. How are you? Okay, we have just entered the park. 2 people in a car for 1 day was around 40 euros. And time to go to safari mode, which means... Around here, everything was green and luscious. But perhaps the most notable was the fresh smell that filled the air. I really don't understand people who drive in national parks with closed windows and air conditioning. Like the sounds, the smells you get from just this, it makes the world of difference. And in no time, we started spotting animals. There was giraffes and antelopes. It's really crazy how a bird is like cleaning the kudu's ears and just climbing on his face. And he doesn't seem to mind. Push beaks and monkeys.
Baboons.
Liisu's favorite friends.
Baboons. They said that they also enter through your half-opened car doors, car windows. That they are very aggressive again here.
Usually when there's a tree like this on a road, Liisu tries to tell me that, do you want me to go outside and lift the tree?
I'm a grown man with a 4x4. The only thing that needs shifting is your attitude.
Yeah, I might have said this first time after she offered to move the tree. Yet our excitement really peaked when we reached the famous Jobe River. Out here, the forest disappears and the landscape opens up. We made it down to the river valley. There's zebras and there's a couple of impalas, but I'm thinking that we also see Waterbuck. Oh, this is Waterbuck, yes. Look how fluffy it is. And the male with big horns. Oh, that is super cool. They're probably the cutest antelopes, no? And how you recognize a Waterbuck is first the hairiness. They look like almost like llamas or alpacas or something. And secondly, around their butt, there's a white line that makes it look like a target. Like, boop. That is cool. I love seeing new species. But there's also a lot to learn from the animals that we had seen many times before.
Impalas.
We are pretty much seeing in action how the alpha is chasing away young males from the herd. Like as soon as the males grow horns and well balls, the alpha will start chasing them away. Because it's his harem, it's his herd. And if you're a male, then you need to go. That's why from time to time we can see like whole groups of so-called losers, which means that these are the males without their own herds.
For a little over an hour, we drove up and down the river shores.
And a cool thing here around Chobe are those trees.
Are they baobabs?
Yes.
But then, suddenly,
Oh, did you see that lightning?
No.
We're gonna have a heck of a storm today.
it did not take long for the clouds to reach us. And when they did, it poured down hard.
Not easy spotting animals in a weather like this.
There were some animals who seemed quite happy about the rain.
Oh, there's many. It's all full of hippos.
Ah, that's a new hippo pool now, eh?
Yet most of them were just running around, trying to find shelter.
There's a spotted hyena on the road in front of us.
Impalas in the rain. And they are absolutely not moving.
And then, of course, there were the few unlucky ones who did not seem to like it, but also didn't fit under a tree.
The roads are slowly starting to get covered with tiny streams. I hope they don't get too muddy.
2 minutes later,
The roads have slowly turned into shallow lakes.
And Chimney is a water car now.
it was quite scary to see how fast the park flooded. And so, first time in a blue moon, we decided to do the sensible thing.
It's 1:30 in the afternoon and I can say that today is probably the first safari day where we're just tired. We want to go home. It's raining, it's nasty.
There's no animals. Absolutely.
We've seen few things, but nothing special.
Yeah, we saw them when it was dry still.
Yeah. The northern part of Chobe Park,
Not worth it for us.
not worth it for us. I'm gonna say for us. A lot of people love this region. And it's cool to see the river and stuff, but
Well, after words like this, you're probably thinking, Joe, in the introduction of this video, didn't you just promise to show me one of the best national parks in the world? But trust me, after you see what happened on the following day, you will understand that every word that I said was truth and nothing but the truth.
Of course.
The drive on the following morning to the other side of Chobe took more than 2 hours.
Old giraffe crossing the road, very old, had the spots, or I don't know how you call the pads in on the back, was pretty dark. So it was an old giraffe, and we're not even in the national park yet, we're approaching.
In Botswana, there is no fences surrounding the national parks. And so before reaching the gate itself, we had 2 more exciting encounters.
holy moly, we were just driving and suddenly a herd of buffalo. Haven't seen buffalo in a long time.
And no more than 5 minutes later,
We're not even in the park yet, but we already got a new species of antelope. Sable-horned antelope. We only saw them for 10 seconds, but it felt so good.
Good morning. How are you?
So we just entered the park and straight away we got bad news. We heard that some of the roads that we wanted to take have been extremely bad and like they're rerouting all the visitors.
but being completely honest, at this moment, we really didn't feel like worrying about the road conditions. And so instead, we turned our attention towards everything that surrounded us.
Compared to yesterday, today feels so much better. The temperature is 27 Celsius, yesterday was 19, today it's dry. overcast, and also the landscapes. Like, although it's the same park, then here it's more grassland, more open space to spot the animals.
There was even a few hills that later would reveal an animal that every nature lover dreams of seeing.
But at least for me, what makes a safari interesting is the changing landscapes. That you go from one environment to another, because with it the animals change and you're constantly in a new place looking for something new, and that really keeps it interesting.
And this small difference is definitely a thing that truly separates the national parks of Southern Africa from the likes of Serengeti and Masai Mara in East Africa.
There are 2 cars stopping on the road. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lion is sleeping in a bush.
The lion under the bush was fast asleep.
Liisu pretty much just told me that she gives me the proof that it's made.
There's not much else I can show you at the moment.
But when the other 2 cars left, we were able to get a pretty good look of the mighty beast.
Like there's 2 meters between me and the lion.
And such intimate moments are also something you can more easily experience here. You see, Botswana heavily limits the visitor numbers to their national parks. And when a similar situation happened in Kenya, it looked more like this.
From our spot, I can see 12 cars around one lion. It looks like he's trying to ignore all of the fuss. Just facing the other way, going like, yeah, I don't care. How you can tell if it's a wild lion is the nose. Because the noses of the males, they always have scratch marks and claw marks from fight. It's not very broken, but he's had his share of like conflict. Well, now the pressure is off. So far in every national park we've seen lions.
At least once.
Yes, and we just saw a lovely big male, but he was sleeping under the bush, so we left him there.
And just as I finished saying this,
well, the lack of lions didn't end with the one male.
I see 3 at the moment.
You see 3. There's a couple on those trees over there. There's 1 female just under there.
once again, it took a few minutes for the other cars to leave. But then, it was pure magic.
Holy crap, she's right there. Like, there's 3.5, 4 meters between me and the lion. And you never truly realize how big they are before they stand next to you.
There were 7 of them all together, sleeping and digesting after a big meal.
Please don't turn the engine, please don't turn the engine.
For the window, eh?
Yes, for the window.
Yep, I don't think I've ever heard it before, but Liisu just told me that. Can you please go further away from the animals because they're too close? They simply couldn't fit in a frame.
Yeah, as I said before, the only way to describe this encounter would be as magical.
And although I might not look like it, then I'm pretty scared. Like every time I turn towards Liisu, it's like an instinct inside of me tells me to turn around, see what's happening over there.
Without us even noticing, the day had turned into evening, and now we needed to start looking for our campsite.
There has to be a road there, eh?
There has to be a road there, yes.
Where is the bloody road?
Yet, as during the day before, we had opted for the sensible option, it was now time to return to our normal selves, and so we chose the more adventurous path.
So we just turned off from the main road, and I'm excited and scared at the same time. One person said it's absolutely insane to try to do it.
It's thick, dry sand. We have so much experience getting stuck in sand.
But the person who knows a little bit more about the road said it's doable. It's just very sandy.
I'm a grown man with a 4x4. The only thing that needs shifting is your attitude.
4-wheel drive engaged.
How are you, babes?
Okay, a little stressed, but...
You're a little stressed. I haven't heard that before. There can be only one person stressed in this relationship. We're getting stuck on our bottom. dragging our bottom.
Let's go, 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 go.
Oh, you look a little worried. What's up? Why is our number plate in your hands?
Well, it turns out sandy road got us. I heard like click, 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 click. One of the bolts got loose and we lost our number plate. Again. Okay, crap. I hope that we can get out now. I really hope that we will try. Yeah, we're sinking, but we're moving at least.
It took nearly 2 hours to pass the 40-kilometer stretch. But sadly, instead of a lesson, I only got more cocky.
Whew. Well, the guys clearly were not lying.
Nope, they were not lying.
There was deep sand. It was quite difficult driving, but I expected worse.
We reached our destination, the Linyanti camp, about an hour before sunset.
We're here at the most expensive campsite that we have ever been and probably will ever stay at.
So one night here for the both of us cost $100. And it's pretty much wild camping as we've understood, but we'll go and have a look.
It's wild camping with extra steps, as I like to say.
This is my friend, this is my partner.
Yes, most campsites in Botswana are unfenced and don't offer much luxury.
There's hippos down in this pool. Elephants behind us in a forest. Baboons all around. Yes, it's expensive, but it really is once in a lifetime experience.
But the reason for the higher prices is that there is a very limited number of camps. And this here is actually how they control the visitor numbers. We finished the day with a lovely dinner and went to bed early because both of us knew that our adventure was far from over.
The bravest girl in the campsite. Because
What are you talking about?
you're the only one who doesn't use a car to go to the toilet.
We don't have a car that can go to the toilet because it has a freaking tent on top.
Hey, don't ruin it. You're the bravest girl on the campsite.
It's a beautiful sunrise. There's red colors coming through the trees and there's clouds making it all look very magical.
The third and final morning in Joba once again showed us a new side of this park.
This morning we are again privileged to see a new species. Common reedbuck, another antelope that we haven't seen before.
And the best way to describe Linyanti area would be as a wetland that is sided with Mopone woodland further up the riverbed.
It is exactly 7 o'clock and we're finished with breakfast and we are all back together to go on our last game drive in Joba National Park.
This time around, we decided to go for the detour, and as it happens, it was exactly the place we needed to be. Because there isn't many things in a world that can stop an overly confident guy in his first 4x4.
I did not believe Jimmy was gonna do anything. But well.
But there's this family from South Africa who have gotten themselves in trouble. We just pulled them out once, but we're gonna leave them hooked on the rope and try to get through the deep sand. Because you don't want to be stuck here, it's a nasty place.
We drove like this for nearly 5 kilometers. And the whole thing felt as it was taken out of a Suzuki commercial. Jimny, size doesn't matter if you know how to use it.
Everybody's alive, their lovely family is out of the sand, and it makes you feel so good to help others.
It was such a lovely thing to do in the morning. I did not believe we're gonna get them out.
And of course, the nature around us just kept on giving.
There's a loud trumpeting in a bush.
Elephants, zebras, ostriches, and even a tiny steenbok. Yet the thing that took us by total surprise happened next to the small hill that I mentioned earlier.
There's this rock in front of us, 20 meters.
It was nearly impossible to spot.
There was like a leaf showing behind the rock.
But once you saw it, you know exactly what it is.
It's a very strange waiting game that you know that there's a leopard there and you see the ear every now and then, but he's not coming out.
For nearly an hour we waited by the rock. Liisu was holding aim like a lifelong sniper. And then, all of a sudden it happened. He rose, stretched like any cat after a nap. And then, also like cats normally do, turned himself over and kept on sleeping.
Lions, leopards, helping others. We're legends.
What this national park offered us in just 2.5 days is hard to describe in words.
Joburg was beautiful.
Joburg was beautiful.
Wonderful park.
From diverse landscapes to stunning animals. From the rush of adrenaline
Absolutely crazy feeling.
to perfect calm. Joburg really is a place that should be on everyone's bucket list. And if you would like to travel here yourself, then make sure to check out our travel guide linked in the description of this video. It covers everything from renting the right car all the way to how to choose the national parks that suit you the best. And the whole thing is designed to make exploring Africa easy for everyone.
Guys, thank you for traveling with us. Thank you for seeing this beautiful part of the world, and
It has been a wild ride.
we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye!
Oh, and if you're still wondering about the storyline where I was getting more and more arrogant while driving,
So deep inside.
then not to worry. Eventually, I learned my lesson, but more of this next time.